Welcome to another episode of After 90. Maria Papadakis, Gareth Wheeler. 2-1 loss to Seattle Sounders FC here at BMO Field. But the main topic and story of tonight is that game-winning goal from the Seattle Sounders.
VAR strikes again, or maybe in this case, it didn't strike at all. In the second half, 18-year-old Henfala Bawana scores what turned out to be the match-winning goal for the Seattle Sounders. Upon review, the player was clearly offside, yet the referee, Ted Uncle, the VAR official, Chris Penso, decided not to go to VAR to check to see whether or not the player was offside. Spin it back just a week and a half ago, TFC had a goal called back where Nico Hasler was ruled to be offside on a goal that should have stood by Sebastian Giovinco. So when VAR is used and when it is not used is very inconsistent and it's not clear. And in the past when VAR wasn't around, at the end of the day, you go back, look at the replay and say, hey, it was an offside goal. The referee missed it. You get on with your life. But now is a circumstance where you have the technology to get the call right, yet it's completely subjective and up in the air when the individuals decide to make the call and when they don't. And the Henfala Bawana goal here tonight ends up gifting to the Seattle Sounders, a very defensive team tonight, the full 3 points, when in reality, the goal, in my opinion, and if VAR was used, wouldn't have stood at all.
Well, Toronto FC was definitely really frustrated from this goal, but for more, let's hear from Greg Benny.
I don't think. I know it's offsides. I'm looking at it right here. It's just inexplicable. Two of our last three games, to me, is inexplicable. I guess I just don't know the point of what we're doing. If this isn't offside, it's pretty clear, right? Any part of the body that can score a goal is in an offside position. The player is offside. We've got multiple looks at this, not just the run of play, but now we've got a secondary look at it, and I just don't understand. And we don't even take a real look, honestly. I mean, that ball was back in play about as quick as it could get back in play on a goal. So it's incomprehensible. I'm not sure if in 4 years I've ever sat up here and talked about a refereeing job, but this is frustrating because you have a team, and credit to them, they had a game plan and it executed, but you have a team that has a game plan, and part of that is the difficulty of breaking down a team that has a lot of numbers. You need, in these moments, the things need to go the way they're supposed to go. And that's the frustrating part because they didn't on tonight.
Well, obviously you have to take moments like these and move on and put positives into the future moving on to our next match. So what positives can we take from tonight, Gareth?
Well, Jonathan Osorio simply cannot stop scoring goals. 6 goals in all competitions. This was a player that seemed to be the missing element of his game in previous years, but really he's become the complete article and scoring another important goal for Toronto FC here tonight, despite falling short. I thought in the first half, Toronto FC dominated possession to the tune of 72%. Now they just need to take advantage of those chances, showing a little bit more cutting edge in the attacking third. 24 shots are good, but the quality of chances created need to be a little bit better. And I felt that once Victor Vasquez left the field of play through 45 minutes, I mean, he was vital in the build-up to the first goal. When he comes off the field of play, another player needs to step up and show that creative touch, making sure the service is adequate to the likes of Sebastian Giovinco. I thought some officiating decisions went against them. How Giovinco's brought down on top of the box in the second half, then called for a handball when he's clearly fouled. That's a little bit puzzling for me. But TFC overall were the better team tonight. It's just those 1 or 2 mistakes or 1 or 2 chances that ended up costing them.
So Seattle was also kind of going through the same thing that we have with injuries. You know, Roman Torres being out, Jordan Morris, Osvaldo Alonso. So just like Toronto FC, what do you think the team will do in order to get prepared for Saturday?
Well, first of all, Seattle Sounders just sat back in a block of 5 and a block of 4 and defended. They would have been happy to come away with a point tonight. Instead, they go home with 3. And look, no Clint Dempsey. They had eyes for the weekend's game against Portland. Toronto FC will now have to cast their attention to Saturday. And look, with Nico Hasler dealing with a quad strain, we're not sure about Vasquez's status. You're hoping that some of those other players are able to come back into the team, namely one of the center backs. Because Michael Bradley, as good as he is at center back, and he can play that position very well, his influence is missed in the midfield. And when you start becoming short in numbers, you want to push your captain a little bit further up the field. So that's one adjustment that can be made for the weekend. And look, don't be undeterred here, because look, you're still only 8 games in the season. I know this result went against you, but there's been a lot of uncontrollable circumstances that the team has had to deal with, and a lot of young players forced into the spotlight. Just keep your your head up, understand that you're still playing some positive football, and look to build ahead of Saturday.
Well, for everything TFC, make sure to TorontoFC.ca.